What is up, boys? Thanks for tuning in. Today's market update, I want to talk about the Bitcoin and some other stuff, so stay tuned. Leave a like, leave a comment, I would appreciate it. And if you want me to do TA on some coins, just write a comment and I will try to do TA on the next video. So we are currently in the same range on Bitcoin. And as I said, I'm expecting this Model 1 to play out and to take out the opposite range point and hit the technical target. And now you can see we are like leaving structured moves and leaving the lows behind. And now compare this price action here, okay, to this price action here. So we had, in this scenario, we had an internal accumulation here, which played out. We changed the liquidity game. We grabbed partial liquidity and went up higher, but still price left so many lows behind. And now here it's similar, I would say, not the same, but similar. You have the highs here. You have an accumulation, which was valid, and price. Now let's look 25 days for this model to develop, and now we are currently at day 23 on playing out, and you already can see that the liquidity game is changing. Okay, so you have to ask yourself, for example, a model takes, let's say, a month to develop, and now it takes 60 days to play out. This means price comes down, gives a model, and now price is trying to reach the technical target. And you already can see that drawing it like this, price has to extremely range before hitting the technical target. And this means that we are changing the liquidity game, okay? And this is what I'm seeing now. This is nowhere near the low from the last bear market. Obviously, we had the liquidity, which often, the liquidity event here, which often people said this is similar to FTX. And then we got the accumulation, and now we are pushing up higher. But just compare this price action to this one, okay? Obviously, we took out the low here, we went down, we got the internal accumulation here, or 1, 2, 3. But we did not really change the liquidity game. Okay, we had the highs here, we had the accumulation. This low got swept here, so we had one low, which is not liquidity, this low at this point. Why? Because it grabbed liquidity, okay? So initially playing out, and this model playing out, this is not a liquidity target, and this grabbed some demand here and went up higher, hit technical target, and again it created highs here, locally highs, here highs, and it had an internal accumulation here, and price pushed up higher. But what you have to understand is that price has two scenarios how to bottom out: over the price or over time, okay? So we have time capitulation or price capitulation, and I don't think that we saw either of both, because everyone is bullish now. So it's obviously it's very subjective, and I don't want to say everybody, but most are somehow confident that this is a low. Big account on X are longing and saying that the bottom is in, and people will FOMO in to this position here to just price does something like this, okay? I don't think that this low will hold. The monthly candle closes in 7 days and 17 hours, and what is absolutely on the table is that we open August, We go up and we close this below, okay? We technically speaking broke market structure here. So you can't forget this, that we broke market structure. Obviously this can be a bad break. So the next candle decides if August does something like this maybe. So it opens, it goes down, grabs the liquidity and goes up. Then this is a good bottom, and this absolutely can be a bottom that holds. But if August goes up, manipulates above and then goes down, this obviously can be a pretty good high in this manner and take out the low. And now looking at the price action here, I saw many people talk about a breakout about this high to be a confirmation to go up higher, and this is absolutely correct. As I said in the last video, if we break a 4-day candle here, then this would technically mean that we go up to this high here, okay? But now look how we are approaching this range high. Look how V-shapery this looks, and then how slow this goes up. So I would not say that I would be confident if the 4-day candle pushes up price higher that this will hold, okay? So what absolutely can happen, that we maybe even break a 4-day candle above, coming into August, for example, and August is just purely manipulation. We push price up higher, like here on May 1st. We push up price higher, we come into some sort of a resistance, and then we go down again, okay? Then the question is, if August really manipulates, like this, for example, reject from the only supply that is protecting all this liquidity here, and then we retrace and maybe go for model 1, I would say this is a macro bottom here, and drawing it like this looks like an actual range that can push up price higher again to new highs, okay? So we have to see, this is all just expectation, what can happen. Obviously, this is one scenario. I don't think that price will do something like this. There's no strength in this price action here for me personally, so we can obviously deviate and go down and create something new here. Okay, so there are many scenarios. We have to see how this month closes. And then talking about USDT, we can see that it is approaching the range low. It front ran the range low, and here you actually can see, here is the middle point of the range, the second tab, and we already exceeded the range, and it is getting more and more insignificant day by day, and you can see how the liquidity game is changing. So if we get something like this, sweeping the range low here and doing something like this, then this would absolutely be a short for me on Bitcoin. You can take, or I would take some profits at this range high here, and then look how high this can go. We obviously have some liquidity here. There are some highs here, and this is all-time high liquidity. So there's a decent chance that we can get a rotation back up. And if we really take out the all-time high on USDT, then I would say it's absolutely on the table that we take out this low here on Bitcoin. Okay. So keep this in mind, that bear markets never ends when everybody says the bottom is in, because everybody said it here, everybody said it here, and now everybody's saying it here. Someday they will be right, but looking at the cycle theory, the bottom would be in like 3 months. Looking at price, purely on price, it is kind of accumulating, but it does not have the strength to really push up higher and create some new liquidity to actually create this curvature here, okay? And we did not get capitulation of price, so this is not a capitulation here. This is just grabbing the liquidity which got built up here, and this will not be a liquidation again, okay? This is just like a 10% move down or something. Yeah, 15%. This is nothing special. This is just a regular Monday on crypto. So if you really would dump from here because of whatever to this lows here, like another 20 to 30%, then I would say, okay, price is significantly pushed down lower and is ready to reverse, okay? Looking at ETH here, we have got some supply here overlapping with this one here, and we already mitigated here. And what I'm looking for here on ETH, personally, we broke structure here. It was like a 1 hour break when I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Right here, a 1 hour break. And we created supply here and here. Okay. So what I would prefer actually, if price from here goes down once more and creates some liquidity and we distribute in here, technically speaking, we can say that this is already a confirmed model, but for me to properly enter, I would like a push up higher once more. This on a higher time frame merges together, so this can be a 1, a 2, and if price decides to go for this liquidity here, then it obviously can go for model 1, and then this can be a higher time frame, either a manipulation above and we get something like this here, and we retest this area and then we got a model 2, or this is just straight up a PO3. We have to look at this, but yeah, this is what I'm looking for. Let me set an alert here. On XRP, it's pretty much just ranging. I want this high to be taken out and then to look for a distribution. And as I said, we are taking the lows, leaving the highs, and if we really go to this demand in here and get a local model, I would absolutely trade this with higher risk and open swing positions here. On Solana, waiting for this extreme liquidity to be taken and to look if I can target the range high. If this does not hold, there's a high chance that we will with it this demand. So this would mean another 50% drop on Solana. Sui, nothing special. It already, here you can see, this was not even a model, but we already are exceeding the time displacement. So what I'm looking for now is this here. So if we can locally distribute here and create something new, like something like this, for example, that this creates the range high. So let's say price does something like this, and then we go down lower, and then we accumulate in here. Okay, so distribution to create the range high, and then going over into an accumulation. But yeah, as for now, as I said, there is literally a no trade zone for me right here, right now. I was looking at this distribution here. It failed, and now we can look if something like this holds. But we have to be aware that we would try to short the move after this move down, okay? So I don't know if people will ever revisit this high, but looking at this liquidity here and this demand, there's a high chance, I would say, that this could happen. But yeah, I'm not that interested in trading meme coins. And here we got a move out of the compression, so we went down, and now I would actually be interested in some longs in here. Let me look if we have something special. Is there something in here? Not really. So there's only liquidity. If price so this locally can be a model. Did we break market structure back to bullish? Yeah. This is a, let me see. This is a bullish candle. Yeah. Okay, so it does look like we broke 50-minute market structure here. But yeah, this is a very slow move up, so maybe we revisit this low here, this extreme liquidity, no supply, and here we have a supply. Okay. So yeah, I would be interested in longing something in here. So the pre-planning would be that this model 1 goes over into a model 2, and we take out this liquidity and push up price higher, like this for example, and this can be the higher time frame second tap before maybe going over into a higher time frame accumulation, and then pushes price up higher to new highs. And just looking at this, let me see how long this is already developing, like 30 days. So if this plays out like this and we add another 30 days, for example, from here, yeah, this actually can be an accumulation that has follow through. So yeah, I would be interested in something like this. We have to see. And on the EC, yeah, you can look at something like this here, like a distribution, but I'm not liking either this liquidity here nor this liquidity. So if we are going really to distribute, I would want to price take out this high and then properly distribute. But yeah, I think we rejected from something in here. Okay. 20 minutes deep. I think everything is clear, and yeah, I would appreciate if you would leave a comment, maybe how you like the video or a coin that you want me to do TA on. Leave a like and subscribe to my channel. Appreciate your time and enjoy the weekend. See ya. Bye.